What's going on, guys? Back with another commentary, and you probably guessed what I'm probably going to be doing this week, because what other news related to Denver sports, specifically the Broncos, is there to talk about than their new head coach, Sean Payton? Yes, he's going to be the next head coach of the Denver Broncos next year. The deal is finalized. It's a 5-year contract. He's already making staff moves. But today, we're going to be breaking down the 3 things he needs to do to turn around the Broncos and potentially move them in the right direction. And we'll see about the future. But for right now, let's get into it. So in my mind, the first thing that Sean Payton needs to focus on fixing next season is Russell Wilson. That is the main reason why Sean Payton was a top candidate in this process, because he's such a great offensive mind. He's built offenses for different quarterbacks, for different players, for different schemes. He's not looking to work on certain route concepts. He's looking at matchups and looking and saying, hey, we're going to take advantage of this player against this player. That is what he builds his offenses around. And he needs to build an offense that's compatible with Russell Wilson. Russell Wilson had the worst career passer rating of his career last year. And if you don't know what that means, that basically means he wasn't efficient passing the football like he has been in other years. He also had the worst completion percentage of his career and took the most sacks in his career. They need to build a system that's going to benefit Russell Wilson. Otherwise, this isn't going to work, and you're going to see similar things that you saw this year continue moving forward. So the second point that I'm going to focus on kind of builds off the first point with Russell Wilson, and that is building an offensive scheme that fits the pieces that they have. In 2021, when the Broncos were kind of viewed as a team that was close, they had a run-dominant offense. It was built around the run. They just didn't have quarterback play that backed it up and could allow this offense to be explosive. They have to go back to the run. That is the best way to open up space on the field and really allow players like Jerry Jeudy, Courtland Sutton, Albert Okwuegbunam, Greg Dulcich to really find space in the middle of the field or down the sideline. That's really going to be the best way to do that. And I really like a quote from Payton that he told one of the New Orleans columnists. And he said, "The pressure is on us to put a good run game together and reduce the degree of difficulty on Russell Wilson." That's a huge thing. And that tells me he's going to build this offense around the run game. Because Russell Wilson, as he showed last year, is not the kind of quarterback that can win at the line of scrimmage, put the team in the right play, and pick a defense apart from the pocket. That's just not his style. He needs a run-dominant offense so it's more quarterback-friendly, and it allows him to use his skill sets, which is moving the pocket, making plays on the run, and throwing a beautiful deep ball and making one read if it's there. That's going to give this offense the most ability to have success next year and give this team the best chance to win. All right, the third, and this is the most important thing to me, the culture. Sean Payton needs to fix the culture. More than Russell Wilson in the offense, the culture. This culture has been in toxic waters for the last 6 years, ever since Gary Kubiak left and they hired Vance Joseph. This losing culture just gripped this team, and whenever things started to kind of turn, you could see everything fall apart. And that was especially what happened last year when the defense couldn't carry so much in the middle of the season to the end. That's when things fell apart for Nathaniel Hackett. He brought in a lot of new energy, which was the opposite of Vic Fangio, but he simply couldn't build the culture. He was way over his skis. And Sean Payton's going to be able to do that because he understands that you have to build personal relationships with players, but separate that from the football field and the schemes and the things of that nature, and hold them accountable for being responsible for what they are responsible for on the field. That is what the great coaches do. They separate that. Yes, they can be your friend at times, but on the field, they're going to get in your face, they're going to hold you accountable, and make sure you're disciplined. Focus on the details and hammer you for the little mistakes that you make on the field. That is what Sean Payton's going to do. He's done it before. That's why he built a winning culture in New Orleans, because the Saints before Sean Payton sucked, folks. They were wearing paper bags on their heads that said the Aints. That is what the New Orleans Saints were before Sean Payton got there. This is what Sean Payton's going to do when he comes to Denver, and that's exactly what they need. And with that wraps up another commentary. Those are the 3 things that I think Sean Payton needs to focus on in order to get the Broncos back on track. We'll see if that leads to potentially a playoff berth, or at least a winning record, or making sure Russell Wilson looks like a valuable quarterback that you're paying $250 million. We'll see how that goes. I'm looking forward to watching the Broncos again next season, though. But anyway, make sure to subscribe to my channel. I'll be posting once a week. 2 is way too many. But anyway, make sure to look out for next week's video. I'll catch you on the flip side.